Making headlines, President louds the decision to require the exchange of $500 in the foreign currency exchange bill, calling it a positive step that will bring dollar prosperity to the general public and small and medium enterprises. Parliament approves a budget of $3.6 billion for 2025. And Maldives and Tajikistan sign an agreement on mutual exemption of visa requirements. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Mariam Shaushat. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu louds the decision. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu louds the decision to require the exchange of $500 in the foreign currency exchange bill, calling it a positive step that will bring dollar prosperity to the general public and small and medium enterprises. The President expressed his views in a post on social media regarding the Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA's) foreign currency exchange bill. In the post, President Dr. Muizzu reiterated his earlier remarks from November 17th, stressing the importance of the MMA initiating a foreign currency exchange act to strengthen enforcement. He affirmed that the rule which mandates tourist establishments to exchange $500 per person would remain in place and be enforced. He also mentioned that Parliament would pass a special flex law to address the ongoing foreign currency exchange shortage and provide further support to the MMA. The President explained that the new law would require every resort establishment to exchange $500 per tourist visiting the resort. He added that if non-tourism sectors also generate a significant dollar income, it would lead to an increase in dollar circulation within the banking system, surpassing previous expectations. This, he said, would help bring dollar prosperity to the general public and boost small and medium enterprises in the country. He also highlighted several other measures. As such, from July 2025, government-owned companies will receive dollars at the official rate without needing to rely on the parallel market. The USD 500 per departing passenger at Velana International Airport will be increased to $1,000 by the first quarter of 2026. The credit card limits will be raised in the first quarter of 2026, and from July 2025, a higher proportion of dollars will be allocated to banks for telegraphic transfers (TT) for importing goods, benefiting Maldivian businesses. President Muizzu concluded his post by thanking the people of the Maldives for their cooperation in these efforts, emphasizing that all actions taken are aimed at benefiting the people and supporting the nation's economy. The Parliament approves a budget of $3.67 billion for 2025. Following extensive debate and review, the budget was passed with the support of 70 members after the Budget Committee submitted its report to the Parliament. The government initially presented the budget on 31st October. It allocates $3.19 billion for expenditure, including $2.33 billion for recurrent expenses and $863 million for capital expenditure. Key allocations in the budget include $803 million for development projects under the Public Sector Investment Program (PSIP). Total revenue and grants are estimated at $2.58 billion, with an additional $428 million expected to be saved through various reforms and cost-cutting measures. Described as a responsible financial plan, the budget projects a deficit of $610 million, marking the lowest deficit in recent history. The Budget Committee recommended sorting PSIP programs based on established criteria, with the government required to submit a list of prioritized projects to Parliament by February 2025. Additionally, the committee advised the government to submit details of all signed projects by March 2025 to determine their feasibility. To ensure transparency and accountability, the Budget Committee proposed quarterly progress reports to Parliament throughout 2025. Following deliberations, the committee's report was approved with 68 votes in favour. Maldives and Tajikistan signed an agreement on mutual exemption of visa requirements, allowing nationals of both countries to travel visa-free for a period of 30 days. The agreement was signed in New York by Permanent Representative of the Maldives to the United Nations, Dr. Ali Nasir Mohammed, and the Permanent Representative of Tajikistan to the United Nations, Hikmat Jonibek Ismail. The signing ceremony took place at the Permanent Mission of Tajikistan to the United Nations. This bilateral agreement formalizes the existing unilateral visa-free regimes of both nations, further strengthening diplomatic and travel ties. The ambassador of China to the Maldives, Wang Lijin, pays a farewell call on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Khalil. During the meeting, Foreign Minister Khalil expressed heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the government of Maldives for Ambassador Wang's significant efforts in strengthening the bilateral relationship between the Maldives and China. He also acknowledged her contributions and the generous support extended by China during her tenure. Ambassador Wang Lijin in turn thanked the Maldivian government for its unwavering support and cooperation throughout her ambassadorial term. She conveyed positive sentiments about the enduring partnership between the two nations and reaffirmed China's commitment to further enhance the Maldives-China relationship. The discussions also highlighted key achievements and collaborative efforts over the past year. Both sides reviewed the progress of ongoing projects and explored potential avenues for further cooperation in areas of mutual interest. Ambassador presented her credentials to then-President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih on September 6, 2021, and has served as China's ambassador to the Maldives for more than 3 years. The High Commissioner of India to the Maldives, Munu Mahawar, pays a farewell call on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Khalil. The meeting underscored the High Commissioner's significant contributions during his tenure of over 3 years, particularly in strengthening the Maldives-India partnership. Foreign Minister Khalil commended High Commissioner for his instrumental role in enhancing bilateral ties, fostering closer people-to-people connections, and facilitating key initiatives. The minister highlighted India's support for transformative projects in the Maldives, including major infrastructure developments and community-driven initiatives. He also acknowledged economic milestones such as the introduction of the RuPay card, the Unified Payments Interface (UPI), and local currency trade agreements, which have deepened economic cooperation between the two nations. High Commissioner expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the government of Maldives for the invaluable support and collaboration extended throughout his tenure. He conveyed confidence in the continued strengthening of Maldives-India relations and the shared commitment to prosperity and progress. We'll now be taking a short break for Isha prayers. We'll be back after the break.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ಗೌಮೆ ದೆಮಿತುಮಟ್ಟಕ ನೋತ ಮಾದಮಾಗ ಸಲಾಮೆ ರಕ್ಕಾತೆರು ಕುರುಮಟ್ಟಕ ಎಮ್ಮಿಸ್ಕಮೆ ದೆನಿ ಎಬೆಗ್ಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಎಬೈಗ್ಗೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕುಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಗ ಬೇವುಮ ಎವ್ವೆಸ್ ವೆರಿಯಕು ಎಂಗೆ ವೇಗುಮ ಕಾಣುಲ ಉತಿ ಮುಹಮ್ಮದ ಕುರುಫಾಣ ಮರೋಶಿ ರಾವೆರಿ ಬೆಯ ದುಆಫರ್ ದಂಡೆಲು ಫದ ಎತ ದಿವೆಹಿನ್ನೆ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸಿನ ದೆಕುಳ ತೆದು ಮಕಿ ಮಿಬಹುಗೆ ಹೆಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಗೆ ವಡಾಣ್ಣಾಣೆ ಫದ ಗೌಮೆ ಸಲಾಮೆ ಒಣ್ಣಣಿ ಎಬೈಗ್ಗೆ ಬಿಂ ಸಲಾಮೆ ತುಂಬೇವುಣಿಮ ಬಿನ್ ಸಲಾಮತುಂ ಒಣ್ಣಣಿ ದೌಲೆ ಸಲಾಮತುಂ ಬಾವ್ಯಾಗೆ ವೀಮ ಗೌಮಿಯತುಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಇಸ್ಕಮೆ ದೆಣಿ ಮಿ ತಿಂ ರುಕುಂ ಹಿಮಾಯಕು ದಿವೆ ಗೌಮಿಯತುಗ ನಮ ಎಯಿ ದಿವೆಹಿನ್ನ ದಿವೆಹಿಂಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ದಿವೆಹಿಂಗೆ ದೌಲೆ ಹಮ ಎವ್ವೆಸ್ ದಿವೆಸ್ಸೆಗೆ ಅಮಿಲ್ಲವಂತಕನ್ ದಿಫಾ ಕುರವೇಣಿ ಮಿ ಹಗೀಗತುಗ ಮತೀಗ
Welcome once again to PSM News in English. Governor of Maldives Monetary Authority MMA Ahmad Munawar reaffirms that there will be no changes to the current rules regarding the exchange of dollars in the banking system. He made this statement while addressing allegations that the regulation requiring tourist establishments to exchange $500 per tourist had been amended. During a press conference at MMA, Governor Munawar clarified that MMA's role in the foreign exchange market was limited due to the absence of a comprehensive foreign exchange law. He noted that MMA has limited powers and highlighted that a law is being drafted to address this gap. The governor explained that the inflow of dollars to banks in the foreign exchange market has declined significantly, prompting the need for legal reform. Governor Munawar explained that the formulation of a foreign exchange law is critical at this time, noting the need for changes to gradually bring the system back to a stable state. He also expressed gratitude towards President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu for his support in the enactment of such a law. The governor also addressed concerns about foreign currency availability, pointing out that many countries have successfully injected foreign currency into their banking systems to help citizens and businesses access dollars more easily. He explained that the Maldives received about $1 billion annually, with around $800 million allocated to oil imports. Additional dollar usage include $25 million for staple goods, $25 million for health-related costs, $10 million for Hajj and Umrah, $45 million for students studying abroad, and $500 for each Maldivian traveling abroad. Governor Munawar clarified that the dollars given to each Maldivian traveling abroad are not provided by Bank of Maldives BML, but are sourced from state reserves. He also mentioned that the new foreign exchange law would allow the dollar allocation for overseas travel to be increased in line with the laws and regulations. In conclusion, the governor reiterated that the rule requiring the exchange of $500 per tourist would not be changed, with the only adjustment being the addition of a non-tourist category to the existing regulations. Ministry of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development announces efforts to expand opportunities for Maldivians to pursue higher education in Malaysia. This was announced in a video message shared on social media by ministry officials during their ongoing visit to Malaysia. State Minister Abdul Rahim Hassan stated that the visit includes meetings with Malaysian universities to gather information on educational opportunities. He emphasized that these engagements aim to facilitate better access to higher education for Maldivians in the future. During the visit, the delegation will tour universities where a significant number of Maldivian students are currently enrolled. The program also includes participation in Ideas Fair, which brings together providers of higher education and employment opportunities. The delegation is visiting Malaysia at the invitation of Education Malaysia Global Services, EMGS, a state agency overseeing foreign students pursuing higher education in Malaysia. Malaysia remains a key destination for Maldivians seeking higher education, with a substantial number of students already studying there. Minister of Construction and Infrastructure Dr. Abdullah Muttalib states that the harbour development project in Foddu Nunuetol has been delayed to incorporate design changes requested by the island's residents. The minister made these remarks in response to a question raised by parliamentarian for Velidu constituency Muhammad Abbas regarding the delay. Minister Dr. Muttalib explained that the project was awarded to Maldives Transport and Contracting Company MTCC on September 3rd this year. He noted that the project had been included in the 2023 budget with limited funding, a result of numerous projects being added during the election year. The 2023 budget allocated $135,000 for the project, while $17,219 was set aside in the 2024 budget. The total project cost, as outlined in the contract, amounts to $3.8 million. Initially, the harbour was designed as a detached harbour, a design uncommon for island ports. The minister emphasized that changes to the original design were necessary, leading to delays in the project's implementation. Dr. Muttalib also mentioned that while the project had been included in the budget for the past 2 years, no advance payments had been made to the contractor, MTCC. The Foddu Harbour project, which involves the construction of a port measuring 467 metres in length and 300 metres in width, remains a priority for the government. Mexican business owners warns that US President-elect Donald Trump's messages on the border have already affected its competitiveness and could harm future investments. Trump, who takes office on January 20th, said he would impose a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico until they clamp down on drugs, particularly fentanyl, and migrants crossing the border. The coordinator of Mexico's border business bloc, Jesus Manuel Salienda, said the tariffs go against existing free trade agreements, but urged for patience until Trump's inauguration to see how the situation unfolds. In response to Trump's plans, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum hinted at potential retaliatory measures, asserting that Trump's tariffs would inevitably lead to counter tariffs. Mexico is the United States' top trade partner as of September, representing 15.8% of total trade, followed by Canada at 13.9%. The US is also Mexico's top trade partner. Italy says it was ready to respect its obligations concerning the International Criminal Court's warrants for Israeli leaders, but clarity was needed on how it would work in the case of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Saying it was not clear whether high state officials enjoyed immunity from prosecution, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani told a news conference that they always apply the obligations, but have to understand what the obligations are. Tajani added there are many legal doubts and feasibility seems to be very theoretical because Netanyahu will never go to a country where he can be arrested. Last week, the ICC issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and his former defense chief, Yoav Gallant. The Israel's assault on Gaza territory has killed more than 44,000 people. Mikel Arteta reveals that everyone in his squad is fit to start in their Champions League group stage match away to Sporting Lisbon. The Gunners currently sit in 12th place in the table with 7 points from 4 games, 10 places and 5 points behind Sporting, who are in second place behind Liverpool after 3 wins and 1 draw from the same number of matches under the guidance of now Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim.
I wouldn't say that this is probably the most important thing, but the efficiency that we have shown inside the box at this level with the chances that you're normally able to generate in Champions League is not really at the level that requires to win consistently. And that's something that I always say, Champions League is about boxes, small margins and details, and you have to get all those right to win, especially away from home.
Arsenal returned to winning ways in the Premier League with Bukayo Saka and captain Martin Odegaard, inspiring a comfortable 3-0 home victory against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. More than 400,000 Australians currently live with dementia. It's a devastating disease that can severely affect someone's autonomy and daily life, not to mention the lives of those around them. Now, a team in Newcastle is using the power of music to uplift spirits and offer support with a dementia choir group known as the Unforgettables, meeting every week for those with the disease and their carers.
A love of music runs deep in this Newcastle-based choir. But participants aren't just here for the opportunity to sing. They're also here for support and social connection.
I think when you get a diagnosis of dementia, it shatters you. We certainly found ourselves in a state of shock.
Mari's husband Brian was diagnosed with dementia about 18 months ago.
It's a fairly generic one, which is showed up by a bit of a lack of a loss of memory. Names and things I find sometimes hard to remember people's names and things like that.
They reached out to Dementia Australia, who recommended this group.
For us, watching that and watching their carers has been a very real eye-opener and privilege. And it's the company, it's the songs, it's wonderful for us, isn't it?
Yeah. No, we look forward to it. Yeah.
The choir was started in August last year by Helen English and Michelle Kelly from the University of Newcastle.
This was an opportunity to provide an outlet for them, both for the person living with dementia and their family carer, where they could come along and be part of something that was beyond dementia.
The choir has grown to about 40 participants and meets every Saturday afternoon for 2 hours. Some members, like Gwyn Travis Vance and George Vance, have been coming since it first began.
When we initially came along, George wasn't singing, he was listening mostly. The songs were really different for him, but as we've just stayed with it, he's singing, so he's getting used to the songs. And I think it's for both of us, it's really been helpful.
There's a big demand in other areas of the Hunter for a similar service, and Helen says they are looking to expand in the future.
It's an easy place to be to come along here on Saturday.
Using the power of music to support and uplift those impacted by dementia. Keely Johnson, ABC News, Newcastle.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more news updates. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Maldives first. Dunia divehin emma furatama.
The me fantastic.